Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, starring Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, Josh Duhamel, Tyrese Gibson, Peter Cullen, Kevin Dunn, Julie Wright, Ramon Rodriguez, and Isabel Lucas, and directed by Michael Bay. Back when this movie came out in 2009, I was a little excited to see this movie, and I've seen it loads of times in theaters. Unfortunately, until it came out on Blu-ray, I stopped and never watched it again after that. So, let's get into it, shall we? With one question. Did the Transformers, called the Decepticons, first show up in this world at 17,000 BC? Because they didn't have cars or planes back then. The sticker of the twins' mud flap and skids that says "Suck on my popsicle, Decepticons" in the beginning of the movie is rather inappropriate for a kid's toy for a PG-13 rated movie. There's basiness in this opening fight as well. Grrr. Do Autobot brothers or friends beat each other up? Because that's what mud flap and skids did. Dogs humping each other is not funny at all, Bay. The soundtrack in this movie, including 21 Guns by Green Day, is rather really distracting for this movie. At the end of the first movie, Bumblebee was talking briefly, and now he can't. What's that about? And Sam yells at Bumblebee after he saves his life, like he's miserable living in the garage. Sam says, "This won't be the last time I'll ever see you." Yeah, wait until we get to part 4, buddy. Sam saying "I adore you" to Michaela instead of "I love you." Yeah, nice try, Sam. It's not working. There's no chemistry throughout the movie with these two. Director Galloway is here, like John Turturro was in the first movie, to muck things up in this movie. But I'll get into Turturro when I do. I do love Peter Cullen as the voice of Optimus Prime, especially when he says to Galloway, "What if we leave and you're wrong?" That's a badass line from Optimus Prime. The website that Sam's roommate Leo has a website called therealeffingdeal.com is too inappropriate for a kid's toy movie. Again, the mother is really annoying in this movie. Especially when she talks about Sam's baby booties and is coked up, was very embarrassing for this movie. If I were Michael Bay, I would be embarrassed for myself if I directed that scene. Even if I were Bay. I'm going to say it now, guys. This movie is not for kids under the age of 13. Because they'll get the wrong impression on some of the dialogue in here. It may appear to be a kid's show, but to tell you the truth, it's not a kid's show. I guarantee you. If I had a child under the age of 13, I wouldn't let him or her, whoever it is, near this movie, especially if they play with the toys. Bumblebee knows Alice, played by Isabel Lucas, is the enemy, or in this case, a Decepticon. Why does Sam not know, I meant? By playing Super Freak and the Jaws theme song is rather risky, but come on, Sam, wake up. Can't B say something to Sam? He talked last time. The resurrection of Megatron is pretty stupid for reasons I can't explain, but pretty stupid. I do like the homeworld of the Decepticons led by the Fallen. Why does only a Prime get to destroy the Fallen, I wonder? Well, it's pretty stupid, I'll tell you that much. I do like Rainn Wilson, aka Dwight from the Steve Carell The Office TV show, as a teacher in this movie. While Sam has a meltdown in his classroom because Sam touched the little piece of the cube at the very early scenes and causes a terrible meltdown in his class. Rainn Wilson I like, but the rest of this is lazy, or as I like to call, bazy. Shia LaBeouf squeals like a little girl in this movie. It was kind of clever that Sam, Michaela, and Leo are quiet in the library while Sam and Michaela are arguing with one another, because Alice puts her tongue in, or robotic tongue, let me say, in Sam's mouth. Leo really loves to scream in this movie, just like Michael Bay loves his loudness and sound. it got annoying after a while. Why do we need Sam and Michaela in this movie? Can't we just leave them happily ever after the end of the first movie? I do like the fight in the forest between Optimus versus Megatron, Starscream, and some other Decepticon. Sorry, I don't know his name. But that guy dies anyways by Optimus in the forest. Until Optimus dies at that fight. I do like Optimus having two knives while in that forest fight. When Megatron says to Starscream, "I can't even rely on you? What a simple insect." Why does Megatron keep Starscream around? Just freaking kill him, for crying out loud. Mudflap and Skids are just as annoying as Jar Jar in Star Wars, maybe. Even more if you can combine them together. Tyrese Gibson's character Epps is the most worthless character in this movie because he makes up a lot of smart-ass comments, which is fine with me, by the way, when he says about Director Galloway is an asshole. But still, makes some smart-ass comments, really got on my nerves. John Turturro's character Siemens was a little monkey in this movie, like in the first movie. When he shows off his underwear, was like, I can't believe Bay in this movie. Jetfire and his moments of funniness had its moment of funniness when he says, "Oh, I said fire!" But he's another worthless character. Wheelie is a perverted character when he humps Michaela's leg again. Well, this is not a kid's movie at all. This should have been an R-rated movie. I'm going to put it out there again. I'm thinking kids under the age of 15 shouldn't watch this movie. The plot of the Primes versus the Fallen and how they killed the Fallen was a dumb plot to tell because only a Prime can kill him? Again, that's an issue. I thought to myself, how dumb is this plot? Particularly since there's a matrix of leadership to resurrect Optimus. And when we get there, this movie has no plot for a while, and that upsets me. That "I love you" line with Sam and Michaela keeps going back and forth. It is so ridiculous, it's just so stupid. I love the way Director Galloway gets tricked by Major Lennox and when Lennox says, "Pull the parachute," and he pulls it and says, "No, not now, we're on the plane, you dumbass." That was really funny. Because the guy was being an ass at this point. Not Lennox, but Director Galloway. The movie is becoming mind-numbing with all this noise coming from Bay. The Decepticon that sucks up the sand, all the sand at least, was actually a cool-looking giant robotic monster. The little fly Decepticon and Sam killing it after like 20 seconds on screen, it was really driving me nuts. Like, why would you kill it and signal the Decepticons? Mudflap and Skids killing off the sand-sucking robot by tearing its face off is rather a dumb moment. Bumblebee beating up and killing off one Decepticon and that cat-looking Decepticon was again a dumb moment in the film. The last 30 minutes of the movie are mind-numbingly loud. It gives the audience a headache, like me for example, because the movie is just too noisy at this point. Again, with the slow-moving shots of when people are running. Bay, you really need to knock it off at this point. The Dream of the Primes is too epic movie cliche to the point where I ask, why have we seen this moment before? Michaela saying to Sam, "I love you" was kind of like, finally. And based on who we see replace you in the next movie, yeah, no, Michaela, you don't love him. The resurrection of Optimus and how he kills off the Fallen and lets Starscream and Megatron go is really, really stupid. The basiness noise just needs to not only stop, but really needs to not be as annoying in any of his movies. Damn, I've got 3 more to go. Before I kill myself, let's get to the rating. I'll give this movie a 3.3 out of 10, depending on how the new movie does as far as my opinion goes. But this is by far the worst Transformers movie I've seen, by far. But let's see how the next 3 go, and I'll say it then. So I'll be back next time for Dark of the Moon. So until next time, roll out.